Good morning, students. It is Sunday, the 18th of January. I have a bronchitis, so my voice is not as it should be. So I hope you will forgive me. I wanted to talk about this week when we're going online. I think I've made all the corrections that you've asked me to make in terms of times and partners. Now, we're actually looking at the Cooperman study that was done in fall of 2003, and it looks at the effects and the effectiveness of teachers. And so this was a study done in Tennessee, and it's what's called a value-added assessment system, which I think is really interesting. So it would be nice to compare and contrast what Tennessee has with California. So we're actually going to be discussing that Cooperman study, which is on Wednesday, the 21st of January. And then we have the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock times. In the discussion board this week, you're going to be looking at the Marzano article. And that article talks about, let's see, it talks about, I think it talks about teacher evaluation, if I'm not mistaken. But I really want you to look at the evaluation of certificated employees, because that is, I don't know whether you could say that because they're being evaluated, they're more cognizant of having someone come in to evaluate them, or what's the cause and effect? Are they just naturally good at what they do? And you could walk in any day of the week and have a 10-minute stint here and a 20-minute, and you would see consistent teaching performance and interaction with students. And I think that's what teacher effectiveness is all about. It's not about the 1 30, 40, or 60-minute evaluation where the administrator comes in and sits down and evaluates you teaching a special lesson. No, it should be about what you do every day as a normal course of action, not something that feels contrived. So in the past, one of the things that my teachers have asked me to do is I would actually videotape them. Then I would make an iMovie, and then we'd sit down with the movie and take notes about things. And there was so many aha minutes of, wow, I saw this, and I saw this, and I didn't know I did that. And so that's something that can be very effective. Another thing is that when you see something that's great that somebody's doing, be sure to let them know and acknowledge that. The other part of that is, release teachers to go in and observe one another and see some of the best practices that are going on campus. We have far too much focus on teacher evaluation based on test scores and data that is only a minuscule part of what teacher effectiveness is really all about. Teacher effectiveness is something that's sustaining, and it's the practice of engaging students in powerful learning experiences and getting those kinds of results of their demonstration and performance, authentic assessments from the students. So I hope that this will be really good chapters for you. I did upload chapter 5 and 6. Hopefully you have your books by now. And so we're entering week 3, starting tonight at midnight. And of course tonight is the 3 to 5 page paper on the evaluation of personnel in a school district. And that's based on chapters 3 and 4. And you got those already. Then there's a research paper due on February 1st, which is, I Notice I don't have anything due on the weeks that we're online together. So this research paper is an analysis of what effective evaluation systems for school personnel and create a theory of evaluation, something that you've already done in the symposia. So I hope you'll take to heart some of the ideas that I suggested. I think it's really great to have a non-threatening evaluation for teachers so that they don't think that everything is based upon one demonstration or one lesson or one performance, but rather it's an ongoing, consistent analysis of what's working in the classroom and maybe some tips for what they should be doing to improve, and allowing them time to go see someone in another school, another classroom, to make the preparations to change something for the better. And if we look at evaluation as giving people an opportunity to change their practice and improve their practice in some way that impacts their teaching and learning from a personal perspective, that's when we really hit the ultimate goal. We can't be evaluating teachers based upon test scores and students' data. Many high schools today, students say, I don't even need to take this test, so I'm not going to do it. Pardon me. And so that leaves a big gap in the student data because the students aren't taking it seriously and being sincere in their efforts. So I think that's really important that you think about evaluation of personnel from the perspective of what can we do to help them improve upon their own teaching practice or their own work practice if it's in the classified. Okay, week 5, we're going to have a conversation online, creating a supportive and safe climate for teachers, students, and all staff, and parents as well. So how can we do that? One of the things that in week 6, we're looking at collective bargaining. And I don't know if you have heard me talk about this book called Getting to Yes. It's by Yuri. It's Y-U-R-I. No, U-R-I. Anyway, I'll post it online. But it's building a consensus-based approach to bargaining so that you're trying to meet the needs of the majority of the personnel when you're bargaining for contracts. Then in week 7, we have no synchronous session. But now we're getting into the legal aspects of school personnel. Administrators, discipline, progressive discipline, and we're looking at the ability to be objective when we're doing this, because the very first minute that you have lost your objectivity when you're in the school administration business, that's when things fall apart and people divide on issues and take sides, and that's not a healthy, supportive environment for people. You have to make sure that you have opportunities for everyone to be involved in some way, give feedback, and help one another as they go through this journey each year. And one of my first things that I've always recommended, of course, is that you have a leadership team. A leadership team comes into play where they make the decisions on how the school site budget is developed and what are the priorities. And of course now that's a key with the new legislation going into effect for site level budget and management. So there was, in every school I've been a principal in, we've had 10 leaders that were selected. If they volunteered, that was good. They were rotating though, so they didn't all go off duty as a leader at the same time. But the 10 seemed to be a very nice balance, because there were grade levels, disciplines, and everyone seemed to have felt that they had a role in and a responsibility in creating the best possible school. So, and make sure you have classified represented in that as well. And that's different than maybe the PTO or the Parent-Teacher Association, whatever configuration your school might have for that. So be thinking about a leadership team, because that creates the objectivity that you want. It's not the principal making all the decisions, it's the team, and they represent the school. So usually it's a 3-year responsibility. I find ways to reward them for their extra service. They run the meetings. They are responsible for making sure that the interdisciplinary teams are functioning. Discipline is, at an all-time great level. So we have a lot of opportunities for teacher leadership in a school. And remember, that's where leadership comes from. It's not the one person coming in with the title of principal. It's the teachers that have the ideas. And again, you support them, get out of their way, and make it possible for change to happen. Well, as my voice is fading, I wish you a happy Sunday and a wonderful Martin Luther King Day. Whatever you do, have a great one. Bye.